There is something that I wanted to share with other bronies, something that has nothing to do with my game development project. A lot of us are on pins and needles about Generation 5. Will it live up to the glory, adorableness, heart, and story of G4? Will the twists in G5's backstory mesh with the character development that we saw in G4, or will it force the characters that we know and love to do things we hate and know that they would never do? But the biggest thing we're worried about is, will Generation 5 be political and preachy? We are living in an unbelievably polarized time, and there have been a lot of writers and showrunners in the last few years who take an existing franchise and intentionally set up what they have been tasked to make from that franchise so that it appeals only to viewers from a limited part of the political spectrum. And they use the franchise as a platform to get preachy about values that only that narrow part of the political spectrum actually believes in. This has the effect of turning off a huge number of viewers, and take it from me, someone who has consumed a great deal of Christian media since I was a kid, what I'm about to say is a truism. When a work's ideological message becomes more important than the work's quality suffers. And this holds true regardless of what the message is or what genre the work is in. All too many franchises have succumbed to these problems in the last few years. And we were all wondering, will My Little Pony Generation 5 end up going that same route? Well, I have some good news. I have good reason to believe that it won't be preachy and political, and that it will live up to G4's legacy without corrupting the characters or events that we've already seen. Why do I say that? Well, buckle up for a story. After watching a YouTube video that claimed to contain spoilers for the G5 movie that's coming out this fall, I found that there was a brand new account on a fan forum that I frequent. This account's username was also the name of a character named in that spoiler video. And this new account was acting exactly the way someone would act if they were an employee of Boulder Media, checking out what the fans were saying about G5, and providing minor explanations for already released G5 content wherever they could. They answered a question about why Izzy had a tennis ball on her horn, for example. I decided to take a chance and IM this new account, directly telling them what I suspected they were, and also directly asking about the one thing that we're all worried about. Is G5 going to be political and preachy? Just like a real employee would, they didn't deny or confirm who they were, but they did say that from what they could tell, G5 wouldn't be going in that direction. And they added that they couldn't tell me anymore, and that we should have faith in the G5 creators. This sounds very much like what a G5 employee would say under the circumstances. Of course, there's no way to prove they're a Boulder Media employee. At least none that I'm aware of that isn't some kind of computer crime. But I take this as a very strong hint that G5 will turn out just fine, maybe even better. I mean, the creators are bronies themselves. And the brony community has pumped out some works of amazing quality over the last 11 years. Songs, games, animations, fanfiction, artwork. And Hasbro would pick the creme de la creme from among us to steer their flagship. If G5 is on par with the best that our fandom can offer, then we are in for a real treat this fall. Have faith, my fellow bronies. I know I do. And I'd like to thank you personally, Boulder Media employee whose name I don't know, for giving us just enough to assuage our fears. I hope that our paths cross again and we can get to know each other better at that point in time than we can at this point in time. Anyhow, that's it. Thank you all and good night.